Oh, Barakamon, how I find you so enjoyable every Saturday. Oh man, it sucks because I have to wait an entire week to see the next episode. This series, man, it really needs more popularity. It's definitely underrated because, I mean, this series, every time I watch it, it puts you in a good mood. You can be in a bad mood, you can be in a kind of iffy mood or whatever. This series will just put you in a good mood because of the cute antics of Naru, Hina, Honda, getting to see all the characters just interact with each other. This series definitely just uplifts your spirits, and it definitely just makes you feel so much better. Now, this episode of Barakamon, it wasn't so serious. The main focus of this episode was fishing, and I find that funny. One half was fishing, and the other half was getting to see Honda's friends go back to Tokyo. So the first half was pretty much comedy, and the second half was pretty much a little bit serious, but still retain that comedy from the first half. Now, for the majority of the part, this entire episode, I feel like it had consistent comedy, it was enjoyable, and it was fun to watch. For instance, I think my favorite moment in this episode definitely had to be the bit with the snapper, the rock snapper. It comes up out of the fucking water, and you see the little freaking hooks that, Naru made just come undone, just shatter, and when that fish just drops into the water, oh my god. The thing with that, okay, that part that made me laugh, was that's actually happened to me before when I was a kid. When I was really young and I was fishing, I remember pulling up a big bass and all that, and all of a sudden my pole, like the line just snaps in midair. That stuff does happen, and it's funny getting to see an element like that in this show because stuff like that happens, and to see how these group of friends just can sit back and laugh after that event really just shows you the bonds and friendship they truly have together. Now, personally, I think Honda learned a valuable lesson in this entire time of while his friends were here. For instance, he learned to let go, accept that there's going to be some people better than him, and at the exact same time, he needs to write for him. He doesn't need to write for other people. He needs to figure out his own calligraphy writing. So, right now, I feel like this entire episode and the last episode was the final push Honda needed as a character to be able to write his own calligraphy. Because in this episode, we see him do writing with a fucking fish. Like, he takes a fish and he puts it in ink and he actually makes his writing called Snapper in fish. So, I find that very interesting how he actually did something like that. He went that far to, like do calligraphy, but with a fish. And that really sets him apart from other writings he so far has done. For instance, you can see his emotions in that writing because he put in the fun times he had that day. For instance, trying to catch Snapper. And so, personally, everybody, how do you feel about this series? I mean, do you feel like this series is just absolutely amazing and we cannot get enough Barakamon? I mean, it's just downright freaking fun. And oh yes, we had a title drop this episode. If you did not realize, we did have a title drop. It wasn't the full title name, but you might as well have said it was the title drop because when you see the entire bit with the Prodigy kid, the high school kid, I forget his exact name, that's doing calligraphy that passed Honda, well, he picks out a cell phone strap and it actually says Baramon. And so that's actually reference to the title of this series. Now, the title of the series is Barakamon, but the strap was Baramon. So I wonder exactly where the call comes in, and I wonder exactly what the entire name title of this series really does mean. But either way, I feel like anyone that's been a fan of this series most likely had a very enjoyable time watching this episode. I know I did, and you really just cannot get enough of this series. One thing though, the biggest disappointment I have had so far from these past 7 episodes of Barakamon is Hina. Hina, as a character, her voice actor is just fucking amazing. Let's just be straight out honest. I mentioned it before. The sad thing is, as a character, since she's probably so young, the studio that's currently making this anime probably doesn't want her to have a big role in the series. I personally believe that Hina, as a person, should really pursue more jobs and roles. I mean, I know she's young and all, but I think she deserves more voice acting roles because, I mean, clearly her voice is great. At the exact same time, she does a great job, and it sucks that she doesn't get any lines. All the lines she has is like, yay, woo, no, Hina, stuff like that. I mean, different things like that. And so it's upsetting to see, potential of a person that's actually voice acting kind of go to waste. So anyways, tell me your thoughts, everybody. I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.